Hello everyone, NoMoreWorlds here, back again in Imperator Rome, with the Invictus mod, where last time we almost completed our entire occupation of Crete, to create Crete as an actual entity. Yeah, that's the best way to explain it. Now, one thing I did realize, with this huge war exhaustion, and the fact that I've conquered so much new territory, is I should break these levies down, if I can remember how to do that. It's weird that I don't know if I can do that from here, but I can do it from the military screen. Disband all levies. It will be... Date will increase by 24 months based on the current strength of the levy. 4 months have passed. Alright. Well, at least 4 months, and probably longer than that before we're able to do it again. So we can check when we're able to raise our levies again. You cannot raise levies again until... Yeah, it's only 4 months. Well, yeah, until June, so that's fine. And the reason we're doing this is because since we've gained so much more manpower, I think when we raise levies again, as you can see here, we have quite a few more levies that we can raise, which is excellent. So this is just supply train. I think every few levies, when you hit a numerical point, they get a free supply train added to them. And right here we have heavy infantry, spearmen, heavy cavalry, and archers. So we have a really good mix of troops right now. And I quite like that. So let's keep going, and we'll see how things go. Our disloyal characters are pretty alright. We are still building ships. I think that will mess up our tax collection a little bit, but that is fine. Lack of commander for the... Oh yeah, that's just because we got a new navy. I would love to send you here. We're just going to combine all our fleets together. So all the fleets are together, we'll merge them, and we'll have something of a protection force. Our fleet needs to be quite large to prevent touch by Hermes. Kydonia has seen an influx of traders and travelers from far and wide, as if touched by Hermes. So this gives us a local tax modifier, and we can gain into our state treasury 21 gold, which is not too bad. I can lose 14 gold for 120 months, gain plus 5 national tax, which, with the amount we're earning, I don't think is big enough. And we also still get the plus 20% tax. This plus 25 to... I don't know, is that worth it? Over 120 months? I'm not going to do the math in my head right now. I'm too stupid for that. You know what, we'll just take the flat rate. Alright, before we do anything else, I do want to see... Who do you guarantee? So it is just Gortinia. And I think... Yes. You only have Gortinia. Sparta has a Cassius Belli, I think, on the whole of Crete. Which is concerning, but we are improving our relations with them. We hate them, but they are liking us more and more. Yeah, it looks like they don't hate me. I think they just... Oh no, they do have a Cassius Belli on us. That's madness that they have that. I would like to invade Sparta at some point, send some fleets up there, but I think the islands are probably safer to take first. Andros as well. Yeah, we can take all of these islands, and if we just control the islands, I think we'll be good. I mean, I say we'll be good. We'll find out. So if we want to raise our levies again, we are allowed to do so. But I do want our war exhaustion to go down a bit. I don't know if I want to fire off another omen quite yet. We can do manpower recovery speed, but it doesn't matter. We're almost at max. Oh, we're not almost at max. We actually have a much larger maximum now. That's quite nice. Civilization change would be nice. National commerce income, we'll just do that. And integrated cultural happiness. Monthly stability change would have been good as well. We don't have the best stability change. Population's unhappy. Most of that unhappiness is coming straight from this. So yeah, a few more turns of getting this down, our war exhaustion. Let's get everyone... all of our fleets over into our capital city. Merge them together very shortly. should have 9 ships in total. I would love to merge these selected units. I don't know if they can do any training. Ooh, slave raid. Has any military tradition establishing or enabling slave raid? Curious where those traditions are. We no longer have the debuff to our research, and that's because our levies are standing down, so our nobles are all together, which is quite nice. We still have pretender support. And that reminds me, what does the current situation look like? Our heir is only 12 years old still. He has firstborn and weak-willed. That is terrible. Makes him loyal. But it doesn't make him a particularly good ruler, I think. His personal holding income will be lower. My daughter is epileptic. Okay. Which gives her a bonus to zeal and stuff. My third daughter has an infection. She's assertive, though. That would be quite nice. And my last son is unnoticeable. Okay, well, we won't be using him then. We may have to change up the succession laws just because, I'm not going to say I'm in love with them. We do have options to change any of those. We don't really have options to change any other laws right now. Eventually, I want to get to Royal Guard or Royal Army to get into Legions, but we're not going to do that quite yet. So we'll just let time tick along, see how things go. Where is... technology, that's what I want to see. We haven't got a new innovation point quite yet. I think research progress is what gives us the points. Research speed for our strategos, right? Or like the person researching military tech is... ooh, our stability's increased. This is due to your last action. I don't even know what I did that increased my stability. But we are at 50% stability. That's good, and that means there's no longer a debuff to population unhappiness. I would love to get below 8 before I go to war. But since they're building up forts, I'm quite concerned about that. They will not have the manpower to beat me. Alright, so we're below 8. What we can do first is raise up the levies. Oh, that's a real levy right there. So he's going to have to take out a fort before he can do anything. Oh, I guess that immediately jumped our war exhaustion up. But it's still going back down at a good enough rate. Woven Wind. Although Kebalinos, our Basileus, is known to enjoy the finer things in life, as of late he has been perturbed by the growing signs of extravagant wealth in our society. Far too many of our nobles are spending their money on importing silk clothing, which colloquially is known as woven wind because of its gossamer nature, and the streets are filled with dandies that spend their days talking of fashion, which is certainly not a Cretan value. Cretan value? No, Cretan virtue. Kebalinos has been considering restricting such frivolous things, but is well aware that there will be pushback from the cultural elites. More important things to worry about, leave me alone. I can gain abrasive, which increases the amount of rivals I can do, and eventually we will be doing rivalry, because it will help our prestige and power projection, I believe. And you just rival another nation. It's not a personal rival thing. Great wonders become more expensive to construct. Loyalty is worse. Local unrest and population unhappiness for 12 months. My popularity goes down. Yeah, we're gonna knock Silk. We're gonna make it illegal. You guys, stop wearing fancy clothes. My character is falling ill, which is not good. He has a negative health modifier. It's not like Crusader Kings 3, in the sense that you have a really good idea of how unhealthy someone is, but it is, well, I think it's like a health bar, to be honest. So if we go to our... yeah, we have a health bar, I thought. And this sort of goes down over time. So I'm not really that unhealthy. I'm not particularly worried. I think, you know, maybe it's time to pull the trigger. Let's go to war with these guys. Over here, and we'll declare ourselves our war. He'll bring in his vassal, I'll bring in my vassal. That's fine. Game is still paused, which is excellent. I would love to move into Korean. There's a fort here. I have forts blocking them from taking any of these places they can move into. Because he can't permanently occupy this until he takes my fort. And, alright, who are we going to send to the Olympics? When it comes to pretender support, I legitimately do not remember where that is. Pretender support. It is Lydiadas. So we're not going to send Lydiadas, we're going to send Leonidas. I think that's probably a good person to send to the Olympics. I just don't know if they know what to do quite yet, because, okay, they're getting into a boat. Oh, we won the siege of Corian. It looks like they're attempting a naval invasion. And it looks like my ally is weak for some reason to that naval invasion. I'm curious why that happened. Friends across the border. Our Archatos, Theophratos, Procedes has friends far outside our borders, often trying to use this network to advantage our nation. He loses his friendship with someone in our vassal state, Uthernia, could be put to use to increase their opinion of us. Yeah, send the gold. I would actually like their opinion up, because I do have to vassalize them at some point. Or, like, fully integrate them into my culture. Excellent, we'll take that. And we're just going to siege this down. I think I can speedily siege this faster than they can siege up here. And hopefully they don't get a lucky tick. Olympic Games are done. I can't split this army, so that's going to be quite annoying. Oh, here we go. We've taken it. We can let the looting be gentle. Or we cannot. Let the looting be gentle. There were 4 pops captured. Oh, that's a good amount of slaves. I would love for you to move up here now, and we're just going to take out this army. We do have an advantage over them over numbers. I should actually see what the best tactic to use is. It is bottleneck. We don't want to use an inferior tactic just because it's not going to be good for us. Are we going to clash here? Yeah, we are. But we'll win this handily, it looks like, because we have a much larger army now. And they're taking far, far larger hits. Alright. We've gone ahead and won that war, and we'll just wait here. And they'll come back in, and we'll destroy them. I don't see anything too bad when it comes to exhaustion or anything like that. It is moving back up. It's actually negative, the modifier, so that's good. Once we take this last piece, I think we will have ourselves a victory. So we will be taking Tara, is the city-state, extolling the virtues of despotism. The philosopher Demodamas has begun to speak passionately about the virtues of a despotic rule. What government, he says, can possibly be better than that of the very best citizen in the whole state? The counsels of such a man are like himself, and so he governs the mass of the people to their heart's consent. In a democracy, however, there shall always be malpractices, and these malpractices will lead to evil. This is a great speech, and this increases our legitimacy, and this person gains loyalty. Yeah, I would love that. Despotic rule is the way to go. That's how Crete rolls. We're very despotic. There's a massive mercenary army on our island, which I actually quite like. Because if we ever need 18,000 troops, which is a hell of a lot more than we can carry, we'll be set. We will probably need it for the wars up ahead. We have sad news. This man has died of natural causes. I think we have an unassigned title. We should sort this by who the best at the job is, and I assume it's who's ever the best at speaking. So, I don't know, you? This is charisma based. There we go. Then you should do it. We haven't gotten spurned families yet, and that's because we haven't actually integrated any new families into our empire. Maybe we won't integrate any new families. Maybe we will be the Cretian noble families. I think that's important. Sort of figure that out. No longer importing grain. Why are we not importing grain? We're importing other things from Egypt, so I wonder if something just changed. Tax modifier, monthly food. That's if we have a surplus as loyalty of characters. Local food, national commerce income. Let's just get some... God, we can do a surplus of wood if there's any extra. There isn't. We can't do iron. I don't think we can do marble. Yeah, those are all off limits to us. Precious metals. We can actually get a surplus of precious metals. And I would actually like to do that because that gives our citizens more happiness. And that's less of an issue for us in the future. We can let the looting be gentle. And I think we probably will. It's the same amount of prestige either way. It's the same amount of popularity. So now we have this all taken care of. We can sue for peace. And we'll take every piece of it. Our enemies deserve no quarter. There we are. We're now a Hellenistic local power. Is that what that said? We have available decisions. We can form Crete. I quite like that idea. Yeah, let's form Crete. This is a tier 2 formable, and we will be unable to form any other country in the same or lower tier. Gnosis changes its name to Crete. Gnosis gains Cretan administration, local population growth is plus 0.15%, and local citizen output is up 12%. Issue an ultimatum to all Cretan nations with fewer than 4 provinces demanding their annexation. They are very likely to accept. Crete will claim claims on the province of Crete. We already have that, and we gain 2 free province investments. And we are now officially known as Crete, and we have the cool bull. And it actually looks like we ended up taking our ally here. He just joined us. That's excellent. We didn't have to integrate or anything. And we can probably disband the levies right now because we don't need them anymore. I think we lose military experience when we do that, but that's fine. We do gain ourselves 2 new import routes, which I find interesting. Which means we could probably get dates. I thought we had 2. Oh, I guess I did both of them at the same time by accident. Yeah, okay, I'm fine with that. I want that national commerce income. Okay, we do not need a fortification here. I would love probably Latifundia, slave estate. We're limited to 1 of these territories. So, I mean, we really should spread the slaves out to our farming territories and the ones that are smaller. Right now, though, I kind of just want to break down the forts. Absolutely no reason to have forts. Fort maintenance will end up killing us. We do have a much larger tax base now, I believe. All right, we formed Crete. That's excellent. What are we as an overview of... let's pause for a second. The heritage of the Minotaur. Which means you get global city building slots +1, which is quite nice. Fort defense is worse, but we have an import value of +15%, which means all those imports are giving us more money. Commerce is 1.6, and taxes are 3.0. Fort maintenance will go down in a second once we do this. Fort maintenance should go down in a second. Or is it because I still have 3 forts? We don't need any additional forts except on our capital at the moment. That's my thinking. I'm curious. I actually don't know what this check mark... Oh, it's because we have that already. Yeah, alright. I was like, why is there a check mark there? We are definitely getting rid of this fort. And we will get rid of the fort over... We should have 3. I'm curious what the 3rd one is. Oh yeah, here we go. Get rid of those, and that should jump our income up quite a bit more. There we go, 2.27, or 2.72 rather. That's excellent. Yeah, everything's going up positively. War exhaustion's going down. Our tyranny's gone down quite a bit. Our legitimacy is fine. I don't think it decays that much. It's only going up. We have a massive slave population in the city. I would like to increase our desired noble ratio, but I think it's fine. You know, it's probably fine. We can build another mill here. And then this place right here could absolutely use the slave estates. The slaves needed for surplus. There we go. We're just going to check where the populations lie. What has a good percentage of them. That is 2. 3 is here, but this is actual city. 3 here as well. We can absolutely build a slave estate there. All right. Take time along. We'll slow things down for a second. So what I wanted to check are... There we go. What power level are we? Are we regional power yet, or are we still just a local power? We have a 24% slave population, which is fine. We have corrupt researches, which is giving us a negative to our research modifier. I think that's all right. Our research is probably still quite terrible. Should I fire this man? Is there a better man for the job? There are a lot of better men. Yeah, maybe I'll switch him out, just because this is such a slow rate. Oh, this is the guy I sent to the Olympics that one time, too. He has... What is this? 4 out of 3. Is this family control of an area? I actually don't know what this stands for. But I guess we'll just ignore it for now. We spent quite a bit of money, but I don't think it was a bad thing. We do have pirates in our waters. What are they doing? It looks like they're not attacking us. It looks like they're chasing other ships. I hope that's the case. There's a massive storm off the coast of Greece. Quite dangerous to us. What I wouldn't mind doing is taking a look over here at the Nesetok League. And their overlord is the Antigonids, who had no way in hell are we fighting. So maybe we won't go to war with them first. Sparta has a military alliance with Argos. Argos is up here. I could start making claims on them. They have claims on Crete, which is quite annoying. What about down here? Their overlord is Egypt, so there's no way in hell I'm going to be doing that. They have an alliance with Lycia, or Lycia. They have a Cassius Belli on us. You know, maybe Rhodes is the first place to hit, because it doesn't look like they have any massive overlords. They just have these guys right here, who I think will be a bit of an issue. But if I have a big navy, I could probably lock them pretty easily. Our fleet maintenance is quite high right now, but maybe we'll just churn out a few more ships. I don't know the correct ratio of what to build. What's optimal in this game. But I think getting a few more ships would be very necessary. I'd like to pause for a second. What is this? An envoy from the entire Italic regional power of Etria. The Etruscans. Request that they import olives from our province. This will earn us, yeah, absolutely accept that offer. That might have lowered our olive surplus, so I should have paid attention to that. Red-handed. Several nights ago, a Festian person related to my family was discovered helping himself to a sizable quantity of the gold from the national treasury. He's probably like a brother or cousin or something like that. Have him flogged. We lost 50 gold. He loses 20 health. And no way in hell am I going to lose popularity over that. Also roads, right? Yeah, these are both roads. I think covert action-wise, we should fabricate a claim on this. I'll spend that prestige. I would like to probably gain claims on most of roads before I move into it. Hopefully they don't end up being being taken over by an overlord, because that would actually be very detrimental to me. What is their naval power like of this group? They have 4 ships total in their fleet. Rhodes has 5 ships total. I think the Great British, during the lead up to World War I, had a policy of having match every great power's fleet size plus 25 or 50%. That might be the best way to go. Just have a massive fleet. Okay, so it's immediately adding to this fleet. That's good. So they have 9. Maybe just one more, because we'll have 12. I think... Oh yeah, fleet last commander. I don't particularly care about that. We'll gain another Triaries. Keep moving everyone over here. Once we have a massive fleet, I think we'll be able to counter any naval force that comes over here. When they raise their forces, I don't think they'll be able to raise on Poseidon itself. They will have to raise on their capital. But if I want to take all in one war, which I'm not going to do for some time, I want this down to 0 or close to 0. So I could easily take this on its own with a larger fleet blockading, stopping any of their fleets or troops from moving over. These little pathways here are basically where troops can land route over, so they can walk across without the use of ships. Why is this military technology and this is ships? I would actually like to know what their military size is. I'm sure they're at least equal to me, if not larger. And my levies are not too bad. 7, 2, 3, and 6 when it comes to these troops here. 18 pops from Greece, 2 additional support units. Yeah, we have these, another supply train, which will help us out a lot. If I can, if I could have some sort of alliance with Sparta, at least for now, I don't mind that. We're still actively doing diplomacy. They don't want to ally with us. They have a massive negative to ally with it. It's because they have claims on us. So there's no reason for them to ally. Can't really have enough tech yet. I think it's getting closer. Cadonia prospers. The Council of Cadonia has sent an envoy proclaiming that harvest, trade, and taxation have all produced a huge surplus this year. In a splendid show of national spirit, they've decided to offer additional income to the state. Perhaps we could let them spend the money for their own uses, however. Donation is much appreciated. It's only 20. We can make Cadonia have a marketplace if we can give it to the merchants. We can gain popularity if we have some local games. 60 months. It's not terrible. Ask residents what they want. And that should have, in Cadonia, given us a new building. It's probably a forum or a library. I don't like, the library's not too bad. We might end up getting a library in our capital. It costs only 80 gold. Yeah, we should build a library here. We should not queue up that many of them. I'm having a lot of clicking issues right now. I'm sorry. Alright. So this is Crete. We are just a small entity in the greater world. We can call it another omen if we want. I'm not going to do that quite yet. Rome hasn't really expanded too badly. It's still only 465, though. We have to remember that. Rome doesn't really kick into gear until a bit later. Carthage is quite a massive power. I think Rome's expanded further into southern Italy. They haven't won their war with the Etruscans yet. They are Cassius Belli against each other, so they have every reason to. We do have some disloyal characters, but we're not too worried about them yet. At least not until a civil war warning comes on. Integrated citizen happiness. That might be a good idea. Just increase happiness overall. Actually, if we go back to religion, we have a reliquary. Lady of Nets, local food modifier. So we can put that reliquary inside of our temple in Gnosis. And that should just continuously work for us. The food modifier idea. Merge all these units together. There we go. And so we have 8 triremes and 5 Liburnians. And it looks like harassment or frontal assault are the 2 best tactics. Harassment's probably even better. Be a good idea to have a second navy, but I don't want to drop down our income that much, just because I know it's going to be such a huge amount of we lost metals. It could be any number of reasons why that happened. Expand that out, and we can import one other thing. Can we get precious metals anywhere else? No. Geez, what do we get? More vegetables, maybe? Local food modifier, move slave costs. Don't really need to move slave cost. Food modifier and just global food modifier. Yeah. Keep importing grain. I would love our population to grow up something large. Good slave population here. Who do we send to the next games? You can go, right? No, we'll take Apollonius. Oh, we're missing a title. So the Espitragios, who is essentially an overall army leader, and fixes mercenary army maintenance. All right. Who do we want? Probably someone with some very good martial, so we'll get you in there. That's not how I assign someone. There we go. So this is the maximum statesmanship ranking. You can see how good they are. So he's really has a maximum cap that's higher than everyone else's, which is quite nice. We can go back and look at our government again. Our child is 17 years old now. He must have another trait. He's disciplined. Ooh, martial +1. His stats, he's a great martial. Is he where I just made Espiritargos? Oh, that's excellent. I would love to get you married. And we probably want someone who's roughly your age with some good traits. Cold. Charisma is not good. Max friends is negative. Depressed is not great. Miserly. Deceitful. Okay, she's terrible. What about you? Modest, not too bad. She has Mentagra, a mysterious disease thought to have been spread by kissing and bodily contact. Okay, she has syphilis. She's uncaring, and she's crafty. And then we have Doris here. She's 32. She might be a bit too old. She's incapable as well. Alright, we're going to go with the first cold lady. We can arrange festivities. Oh, these people will start getting loyalty for us? Yeah. Want to get him married right away. And then his twin or slightly younger sister. We can arrange a marriage from her. After a careful deliberation and assessment of potential spouses and a great deal of research into various bloodlines and heritages, Philista summoned her aides, issued a offer of marriage to Chrysippos of the Alchemid dynasty. Yeah, let's arrange the festivities. That's excellent. And I don't think we have anyone else we need to get married right now. You're 13 years old, and you're only 11. And you're already balding, so I don't know. I don't know if we'll get you married. Alright. I think this is a good stopping off point, just for right now, because I'm not entirely sure what to do now. Like, I think going to war with Rhodes is the best idea, but, you know, if anyone's watching this, please tell me, you know, what do you think is a good course of action here? You know, Rhodes taking over some of this. I think that does get us next to the Antigonids, which is a bit scary, but it's not too bad. I don't want to go to war with any major power quite yet. We could swoop around Sparta, pick away at some of these smaller Greek city-states as well. or we can wait for the Daidoki to sort of break each other apart more and more. Although I have a feeling one's just going to become more dominant than the others, like the Seleucids or the Ptolemaic kingdoms. I don't know, what do you guys think? Thank you so much for joining me, and bye for now.